Hey Jason, I finally figured it out. Size does not matter. Hey Jason.
What?
I finally figured it out.
Yeah?
Good things come in small packages.
Say that's take two, and I think you're referring to yourself.
I just got out of the pool.
On an aside.
Yes.
Fort 9.
Oh yeah.
Way too much dick talk.
And our PPs are shrinking.
Oh.
Way too much dick. I mean, every other scene on his intros is penis references. I'm like, dude, seriously. Anyway.
Photo adventures is on the road.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Moto Photo Adventures. I'm Chris.
I'm Jason.
And we have a fabulous new product we are going to share with you today. It is motorcycle centric, but more photo centric. This is the Nikon Z30. What'd you think? This is your first time seeing it.
It is my first time seeing it in person. I've done, to be honest and upfront, I did a cursory look and research before it had come out, because you were interested in it being the Nikon individual that you are. Canon slowly being converted apparently. But we were considering something that was smaller, more compact, but still gave us a similar quality to what we've been carrying here recently, which are your pair of Z9s.
Z9s, yeah, which is the big bad flagship camera.
Right.
We should get one of the Z9s and compare the size, but this is literally like a third, it's like a toy almost, looks like.
Well, it feels like a point and shoot.
Feels like a point and shoot,
Right.
but it feels substantial at the same time.
Oh no, not quality point and shoot, size. Point and shoot,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of small lenses, pancake lenses,
Yeah.
you know, for what we do,
Super
obviously.
compact.
Obviously for what we do. We've been struggling recently, or essentially we've been struggling since the beginning, because we're carrying big DSLRs.
Yeah.
Canon 5D Mark III or a Canon 7D Mark II, and you with your Z9s or your D850s
D850 before that.
it was just takes up too much room in every bag.
Yes,
So,
yeah. It's like your tank bag holds nothing but your camera, that's it, and a lens,
Right.
you know?
So we were looking for something that would take the place of the D850s and now the Z9s with about half the space and same quality.
Exactly.
Now, I have not gone through all the specs. You are the guru of detail, so you're going to have to tell us what it is all about, and I will knock holes in it.
Okay.
That's my job.
Your job is to knock holes, absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, so this is the Nikon Z30. I, as a professional photographer, of course, I use the Nikon Z9s, which are the flagship cameras. We are recording this video with two Nikon Z9s, in fact. But it is a beast of a camera, and so, you know, it takes up the entire tank bag. It's really heavy, so now your bike's top heavy.
Not to mention the large lenses that go on it.
And the big lenses. But we don't want to sacrifice in any way on the quality of the product that we're making. And oftentimes when we're traveling on our motorcycle videos, even though my full-time job is a professional photographer, I don't want to sacrifice on the quality by, you know, using a point and shoot camera when we're doing our motorcycle interviews. You know, when we stop and interview people and
When we're
stuff
doing
like that.
setup interviews, we like to break out the big dogs. When we're doing running, I don't like saying run and gun anymore. Guerrilla style, but still that's a war connotation. When we're doing flying by the seat of our pants stuff and we're throwing a GoPro in somebody's face, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But when we're doing setups, we like to break out the good cameras.
Really get the
And
nice
we need the
bokeh.
microphone inputs, and we need the
Yes.
bokeh, and we need the adjustability of the ISO, you know, the tree.
Absolutely. And so for that reason, we've kind of been doing a lot of research. Now, Nikon cameras have lagged a little bit behind Sony, for example, in these smaller moto vloggy or vlog style cameras like this.
Fuji's got a good option. Canon's got a good option.
Panasonic has some good ones. But finally, just recently, Nikon announced the Z30. And we fell in love with it. It's got the eye detect autofocus, which is bang on. I've been playing with it. I switched it to doggy mode and was taking pictures of some dogs that my wife was babysitting. Just got all the bells and whistles of the Z9. It's a powerful little camera. 21 megapixel, it's 20.8, 20.9 megapixel still camera, so we can still take great still photos. Full 1080, 60 frames per second with the video, so we have all of our great video quality that we can get.
Lenses are interchangeable.
Lenses are interchangeable. It's the complete Z-mount lens series. This particular lens is the kit lens that comes with it, and what's amazing is how compact it is. It is a variable aperture zoom. It's a 16 to 50, 3.5 to 6.3, which we don't like variable aperture zooms normally. However, it's just so compact. We hit, you know.
Give and take. There's a balance there that we're trading the constant aperture through the zoom for the compactness and the transportability in the tank bag and whatnot.
Transportability?
I like it. I'm going to keep that one. Oxford English Dictionary, you have a new submission.
We'll see if Mom approves, the English teacher.
Mom will love it.
But the really, really big announcement, the major advancements in this particular camera over Nikon's other small compact size is the flippy screen.
The flippy outy screen.
Yay, we finally have a flippy screen. Canon's had it forever.
For bloggers.
You know, Fuji's had it forever, but you've got the flippy outy screen so we can do our, you know, talk to the camera kind of thing. I should record that, see?
Hit the button.
Ooh. And here's the other really cool thing, this little tally light.
Oh, tally light.
None of the others have the tally light.
Oh, that is a nice feature. See,
Hi.
we're looking here at the Z9s and they do not give us any front indication that they are still recording. So
No clue.
Now I'm doubtful.
Yeah, right?
But that one, it's obvious.
And we have had situations where we're in the middle of a recording and
Yes.
we realized they stopped recording.
And I'm
but
seeing also that the eye detect is working very well on my eyeballs.
It is.
So that's nice.
Yeah, so very, very cool little camera. All the research that we did, we are particularly fond of this camera and think it's the perfect motorcycle travel camera. Gives you an ability to take all kinds of pictures, interchange your lenses. I'm a big wildlife photographer, so I can take my big lenses that fit on my Z9s and just carry them with me. And if I see a bird, I can stop and put a big lens on.
That's true.
But at the same time, for the typical stop and let's go record a little video about this particular monument or this particular whatever, we have a great little compact camera that will get us the quality that we want.
Which leads us into the second portion of video.
Which is?
Audio.
Audio and video quality, both, yeah.
Yes, but audio is the second portion of video that people often
Neglect.
don't put as much importance to as I think that they should. So, with this camera, we do have audio inputs, so that's good. But we also have microphones on the top for a stereo left and right, from what I understand.
Uh-huh.
Now you have to be careful of wind, so you might get some dead cats on the top, but you know.
You're currently listening to the audio coming from this camera.
With no wind socks on the top.
Nothing at all.
Right.
Cut back to the audio on our Z9s with the wireless microphones from Pico.
There you go.
That's the difference. But why don't we connect the Pico mics to this camera and let's set this camera up next to that camera and we can kind of see the difference in the quality of the video and in the audio.
Sounds like a natural progression.
Let's do it.
We appreciate all the support with the subscribes and the likes and the comments. If you want to continue on with a bit of financial support, visit our t-shirt shop and become a MoFo, a Moto Photo Fan Club t-shirt owner. I am a MoFo. Cool.
Boom.
All set up.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to go over what our specs and how we got things set up right now?
Sure.
Okay.
So one Z9 is shooting at us, which you are looking at now.
That's a full frame.
It's a full frame and set at about 50 millimeters on an f2.8, 24 to 70 millimeter zoom.
Right.
Directly below that, and we'll show you a shot of it here in a minute, is the Z30.
Yep.
And it's set at 35 millimeters roughly.
Because of the crop.
On the kit lens, because it is an APS-C crop sensor,
Right.
as opposed to a full frame sensor on the Z9.
Right.
And you are looking at the Z30 now.
And you're hearing the Z30 now.
Correct.
We're also set at 1/50th of a second at 24 frames per second.
Correct.
At 6.3 aperture at an ISO of 100.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, you remembered all that. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And in fact, all cameras are set to the same. We have another Z9 over here for a little bit of B-roll action, and it's set to the same settings as well.
Cool. So if you're looking at these, we can split the screen right about here, and you can tell us which one you think is which side.
Which one's on an APS-C sensor? Is it me or is it Jason?
Which one is the Z30? Is it me or is it Chris? We're going to flip these around, sort them up, go full screen to half screen, See if you can notice any of the differences. You started in film.
Yep.
I started in VHS or SVHS. Yeah.
Old school.
Yes,
old school.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
How things have changed. So now we're using a camera the size of our palm and our phones.
And it's way better quality than we ever got on the analog days.
It's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Technology keeps moving forward and keeps getting cheaper. It's unfreaking believable what this thing costs. You can get this camera for $609 without a lens. So if you're already a Nikon shooter and have a variety of lenses, you can get it for $609.
Yes.
The kit lens comes in at $699. So, you know, I could have very easily just bought the camera without a lens because I've got 8 gajillion Nikon lenses that would have fitted.
The kit lens is how much?
It's like $90.
$90.
So from $609 to, actually I take that back. I think it's actually $606.99 for the camera body itself on current prices, and it's $699.99 for the kit. So $700 for the kit with the lens. So it's less than $100 for that lens.
Right.
And it is a beautiful, sharp lens. It just doesn't go to f2.8 like a professional lens would.
Now, one thing you do need to keep in mind, switching gears on a little bit, going back to the audio, is it does not have a headset jack out.
That's his
So,
biggest downside to this camera.
As a professional video guy who does videos for clients, I need to be able to hear what it is that I am recording. So if I were to use a Z30, which I don't know that I would use in a super corporate professional environment, but if you wanted to do that, you would either need an external audio recorder or you would need some sort of audio piece of equipment to run the audio through before it gets to the camera so that you can monitor it.
That, to be fair, of course, you could use it as a B-roll second monitor, second
course.
camera, and run your audio to your other prime camera.
Absolutely.
Would give you great video quality.
Right. But as a vlogger, you need to know that you're not going to be able to hear, if you were in a headset on camera, you're not going to be able to hear yourself.
Right. However, you do get the little bars, the readout at the bottom showing your audio levels. So you do have a visual readout. You just can't hear it. And the other thing too is you have to remember that the audio receiver for our mics, so we have Pico mics on right now, the receiver itself also has little meters and it has an audio jack, so you could plug your earphones into the receiver.
Yes, in that particular case you will be hearing what the microphone receiver is hearing, but you cannot monitor what the camera is hearing from the receiver. So even though it may sound good in the receiver, it may be overmodulating in the camera, so make sure you pay attention to those. But it does have on the video side, it does have an HDMI out, which means you can run it to a monitor.
Yeah.
Often monitors have audio outs.
There you go.
So you can plug your headset into a monitor.
And it's also got a USB-C port, which it uses for charging. So when you get the box for this thing, it doesn't actually come with a battery charger. And the battery's pretty small, it's not going to last forever. So you may want to pick up a second battery, but the cool part is you can plug it into a battery brick. So if you have one of those USB battery bricks, it does have a jack.
We all have one of those.
So you can, in fact, run this camera forever. Another cool part about it is that they've broken the 30-minute barrier. This camera will run, you can record literally for 2 hours if you want to.
And if you're not familiar with that, it's a import law back in the day, a legacy law from when DSLRs first started shooting video. They limited it to 30 minutes because video cameras which record longer than that are in a different taxable product status.
Category.
This one doesn't do that. It breaks that law, which is really good for vloggers.
It's fantastic. And again, for B-roll, you can let it run all day long in the corner.
That's right, except for the battery problem. I'm a little disappointed they did not give you a battery charger. If you're the only way to charge your battery is if the battery is in the camera.
Correct, but you can run your camera while it's charging.
Certainly, but what if you only have one battery, but your camera runs out of battery and you don't have a brick? You don't have a battery charger to plug into the wall for your second battery.
If that's the case, you've done poor planning, my friend.
All I'm saying is buy a battery charger.
Or in my opinion, I always carry spare batteries, so I would just have a spare battery anyway.
That also goes
automatic,
without being
you know.
said, yes.
Again, both are at ISO 100. If we were shooting at maybe ISO 1600, I think it would be pretty obvious which one was which. Or if we were shooting at much wider apertures, you know, the f2.8 would have a much creamier looking background because of the shallower depth of field, whereas the kit lens only goes from 3.5 to 5.6, so you're not going to get that shallow depth of field that you do with a f2.8 professional lens. Cool. But other than that, they're both at the same exact settings and they're both at low ISO. I think it's going to be pretty hard to tell, but leave us a comment and let us know what you think. I do want to also mention a couple of other factors about the camera. It does not have in-body image stabilization, also known as IBIS. So a lot of the new mirrorless cameras come with in-body image stabilization, which is fantastic. While you're walking along, vlogging yourself, it kind of keeps everything steady. The Z9s, of course, come with that. The cheaper, lower end price point, that's one thing that they do leave out. However, the kit lens does have vibration reduction built into the lens, so it kind of defeats, compensates for that. So that's one cool part.
So if you are thinking that you're going to need that, make sure that you pick a lens that has it.
Or if you're doing it like we do and maybe have it on a B-roll set up on a tripod,
it
doesn't matter.
Then you can go with a 50mm 1-point something so you can shoot in the dark.
Yep.
Yep.
The camera is also available. I mentioned it's available body only for $606.95. The camera with the kit comes at $699.95. For another $100, you can get a vlogger's kit. And that's a fantastic little product. It comes with a little tabletop tripod that has a remote control. It comes with a little cold shoe mounted shotgun microphone that you can put on top, increase the quality.
Cool. It also has, I think, as one of the accessories, maybe not in that kit, but it has little what's called dead cats that cover the microphones on the top so that it eliminates some of the wind noise.
Some of the, buffeting from the wind.
Other than that, we think it's going to be a perfect camera for our motorcycle trips because it fits perfectly into your tank bag.
I agree,
Yeah.
yes. And I can put other stuff in there, like my sunglasses, which when I put my Z9 in there, I got no room for anything else.
Especially with a big old honking lens on it. So we think it's going to work out pretty good.
So that's the Nikon Z30, you guys. We think it's the perfect vlogging camera for our motorcycle adventures. Brings up the quality major compared to a GoPro.
Or a phone.
But doesn't have that sacrifice of huge bulk and weight of a professional Z9.
And obviously it's good for vloggers because I'm holding it at arm's length.
Yeah.
Eye detect in the whole 9 yards.
Thanks for watching, guys. Keep riding and be safe.
Hit this like and subscribe button.
Moto